Welcome everyone, thank you so much for joining me. In today's episode, I'll be taking a look at the Pokemon Presents containing the new trailer for Pokemon Scarlet version and Pokemon Violet version. The very first game I ever played was Pokemon Red on the Game Boy. I owe everything that I am as a gamer to this franchise. In fact, I spent over a decade as a competitive battler in this franchise across multiple generations. So I bring with me a unique perspective on some of the things that we may be witnessing here in the trailer. So let's go into it. Very cute. We can't start off the trailer without the starters in plushy form. Fuecoco is trailing behind me.
And Pokemon Violet games.
On-screen text and voiceovers are not present in the actual game. So, ooh, look at that. The textures on Arcanine. Look at that. Sawsbuck. Our season's coming back. New Wooper. Hello. New Wooper's in the house. Wow, that looks reminiscent of Legends Arceus. Okay, so definitely possessing that landscape and feeling of grandeur. We're meeting the legendary on the beach. Interesting. And this is right at the introduction with the Academy. So we're going to be able to ride on these Pokemon. That's fantastic. Wow, that looks so cool. It sprouts wings and a glider. Incredible.
The abundant nature.
Abundant nature. Wow. Now that city looks incredible.
The Pokemon.
Looks like there will be Pokemon in the towns. Dragonair, the Pineco hanging from the tree. Wow, the attention to detail on this is really cool. Though I did notice the frame rate drop on Pachirisu, but they usually have an early build of the game on display in these trailers. It looks like there's the gyms, some lighthouses. Here's some of the new characters. Wow. Really love some of the designs on that. New Pokemon. It looks like it's being used by the Ice-type gym leader. So following Pokemon is confirmed to be back. And then this is co-op mode. What's interesting here is in the co-op mode, they show some players are from Scarlet version and some are from Violet version.
Find something to treasure.
Crystallization. So this looks a lot like Dynamaxing. Yeah, so here's like the max raid dens right here. And then the legendaries. This is a cinematic, it looks like, where they power up perhaps at a point when we may be able to catch them later on in the game. Available Friday, November 18th, 2022. So exciting.
We're now starting to get a
Now let's give them an opportunity to go into more detail on this with us.
I'd like to dive a little deeper into the information presented. So let's take a closer look together, shall we?
The newest titles in the Pokemon series are the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon
So the
Violet.
academies are going to be unique to
These
each
titles will
of
be
the
open world
titles
RPGs,
that we
the
choose.
first for the Pokemon series.
Wow, some of the
Rolling
landscapes, I just
landscapes
love to
and
see the
vibrant
points of
towns
interaction
work together to
between
form
the
Paldea
different
region, where
biomes.
your
That's
new
what's so
adventure will
fascinating about this
unfold.
being an overworld game. So we're going to be riding on
These
the
are
back
legendary
of
Pokemon,
Koraidon and Miraidon, the
Miraidon. You'll rely on
box
one of them as a
legendaries.
partner in your adventure.
And yeah, it
Climb
looks
on.
like we befriend these
And
very,
together
very
you'll
early
dash
on.
across grassy
And the one is actually
Move
running and
across
swimming
water
while the other one
and glide
is
through the
mechanically
sky.
doing so.
Your partner can change forms as needed. while
Traversing the
you
wild is
explore
going to be
every
so
nook
much
and
fun with them
cranny
and
of the
actually
region with them.
enhance the bonding experience that we have. So many times these legendaries, they're just stuck at the end of the game,
You will
right?
be enrolling at a certain academy as a student.
And then in my case, I'm generally not using the
And a
legendaries
special
in competitive,
independent
so they
study
just get
project
stuck in a
awaits you.
box.
The treasure hunt. Through it, You'll embark on a journey to find treasure of your own.
And when they
here
say
in
there's three
Chaldea.
storylines, one is the gym challenge, the other seems to be the
stories are
evil
waiting
team,
for
and then
you.
there's some kind of research
One
and
story will revolve around
exploration
the familiar gym
that
battle.
hasn't yet been disclosed
You'll go
yet.
to
So
8
that's
Pokemon gyms
perhaps the
and
most
aim for the
fascinating part of
champion
this to me.
rank.
Will
In these
it be
games,
reminiscent
there is
of
no
the kinds of
set
things that
path
we
you
saw in
must
Legends
take when
Arceus,
challenging the gym.
or something entirely
Chart
new?
your very own course
So here's
along
a gym
Victory
battle,
Road.
very interesting. Sea Titan is the name of that
The
Pokemon,
other two
alright.
stories you'll experience hold many surprises and discoveries as well. Which story will you begin with? How will you progress through them? It is all up to you.
I mean, that kind of a scene, observing the wild from a distance is just so grand.
Professor Sada and
So here's
Professor
Sada
research
and
legends
Taro.
passed on in the
They'll be the
Paldea
professors.
region. Mr. Clavel
One
is the
thing
director of the
that
academy
is
you'll
suggested
attend.
but hasn't been explained in much
And
detail
Mr.
yet
Jacques
is
your
that
homeroom
Pokemon
teacher
Violet
who
has
teaches biology.
more of a future theme, and Pokemon Scarlet will
You'll
have
have
a
your
theme
battle loving
based
friend,
around the
Pneumonia.
past. And
And you'll meet
supposedly
Arvin,
there will be
an
Pokemon with
upperclassman
certain
and a great
forms that are
coach.
reflective of,
There's also Penny,
those
a
exclusive
shy student in your
storylines.
grade.
But yet,
There are gym
we
leaders
still don't
too,
know
like
what any of
Grusha,
that
the ice-type
implies
gym
for
leader.
the experience
The
of
people
either
you
one
meet
of
in
these
Chaldea
titles
are
yet.
sure to enrich your adventures.
Oh
Many
my
different
goodness, just to
species
see
of
these in
Pokemon,
the
also
wild,
called the
and
Paldea region
look at the
form.
Rotoms in the city.
This
This is a
Pokemon
brand
is
new
the Paldean
Wooper,
regional form of
Paldean
Wooper.
form. It looks
lives on
so
the
cute
land
when
and
it
covers
falls
its
asleep
body
there.
with
So
a poisonous
some of
pest.
the overworld animations
Fido,
are very
a
much
delightfully
of the same
squishy
quality
Pokemon
of
that
Legends
are smooth
Arceus.
to the touch.
Fido is in
And
the
here's
bakery,
Titan, which has a large body and a hard horn that can
and
feast
Sea
its
Titan, which
surroundings.
has been featured prominently
Of
in
course,
this. We
we
know that
also
we're going
have
to
a
have to
Pokemon for
face
which
that
you'll
in a
choose your
gym.
first partner.
The
Sprigatito,
starters,
Fuecoco,
Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and
Quaxley.
Quaxley. I have a special place in my heart
Enjoy
for
meeting lots of
Fuecoco. I think
Pokemon.
that's going to
And
to be the one. What's really
complete
interesting,
your
we see the
Pokedex as
Go-Goat
part of
here.
your
This
adventure.
region is based on Spain and Portugal. Of course, those are neighboring France and Europe, and it will be interesting to see how many of the Callus Pokemon are
By using the
represented in
Union
this
Circle,
region,
you can enjoy co-op
and if they
play
can
with
play up
up to
any of the
3
lure
friends.
with the proximity
You
of
can
these
go look for
regions
Pokemon you haven't yet discovered.
within the Pokemon
Or
universe
even
here.
ride together to race across the
This is
map.
the co-op mode, and this is what I've been wondering, is
Enjoy
that
all the
when you
Paldea
go into
region
that
has to
space,
offer
if
with
you have
family
Pokemon
and
Scarlet,
friends.
could you interact with Pokemon in the Violet version when that person is hosting the lobby? So here's the new crystallization mechanic called
The terrestrial
Terrestrialize.
phenomenon makes
Wow.
Pokemon shine
And it looks like it's
gems.
going to alter the Pokemon's type, although this one appears to be staying as the grass type. And what's going to be happening is, if we terrestrialize as the same type as the Pokemon
All
currently
Pokemon in the
is,
Paldea region
then it's going
are
to
able
provide a further
terrestrialize,
boost
which
in
can provide a
power
boost
to
a
the
Pokemon's
moves
type and make its moves
called
stronger.
the same type attack bonus. However,
Some
it
Pokemon
appears
will
that we
change
can
type
change
when
our type,
terrestrialized.
as evident here with the flying Pikachu. So Pikachu would lose its
What type
typing
they become
and
seems
switch to
depend
flying
on that
type for the
Pokemon's
remainder of the
paratype.
battle. And this has a lot of competitive implications. A lot of people
For
looking at this
example,
might be
an
saying
Eevee
like,
would
hey, what
typically
kind of
remain
new
normal
type
type after
combinations can I come up
terrestrializing,
with?
but there could
And
be
how
Eevee
can
that
that
become grass or water
meld
type
with
after
their
terrestrializing.
abilities and their movesets?
We hope
What's
to try
interesting to
hatch
me is
Pokemon
that
with rare
the scope
Terratypes.
is somewhat smaller than that of Mega Evolution or
Pokemon that
Dynamaxing,
have rare
which means
Terratypes are
that there
more
will be
likely to
situations
compete in
where
the raid
we can
battles.
get dual usage out of a Pokemon,
You can
right? Like
challenge
you can
Terra
show it
Pokemon in
early
these
in a
battles
battle
with
using
up to
its
3 other
regular
trainers.
form, and then when the moment
This
is
is a new
optimal,
kind
you
of
can
raid
change
battle
that
where you can
Pokemon's type and
attack or heal
effectively
with your
get
own timing
two
without
different
having to wait for
utilities
your
out of it.
allies.
That, of course, is going to depend upon the viability of
Try to
the
cooperate with
Pokemon's
your allies to
moveset
get the upper
in
hand in these
two
battles.
different functions. And when it comes to competitive battling in Pokemon, the function matters
After you
much more than
successfully
the form,
defeat the
right?
Terra
Not
Pokemon,
just
you'll
that you
get
can
the
pair this
opportunity to
type
hatch
with
it for
this
yourself.
ability and create some new immunities or resistances, but how those Pokemon interact with the metagame, which ones you can get dual function out of by waiting to show your terrestrialization and pairing
We've
that
kept all
with
the things you
supporting
love about
Pokemon that can enhance
while
the function of
evolving the
these
adventure
in
you
one
enjoy
or more
in
ways.
Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet.
These are going to have to be determined situationally
We hope you look
to
forward to the day you set out
maximize
on your
the
adventure.
effectiveness of those choices. It looks so good. Cannot wait to see more about these titles, how they'll flesh out the lore, and what that will mean for the specific gameplay mechanics that we'll be diving deep into when it comes to Pokemon Scarlet version and Pokemon Violet version releasing worldwide Friday, November 18th. I'm so excited for that. If you enjoyed my look at the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer, please show your support with the channel by leaving a like on this video and subscribing to the channel. We'll be covering more Pokemon content as the news rolls around. And of course, you're more than welcome to join the Discord server. Link will be in the description below to continue on the conversation, as well as in the YouTube comments section. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed. Take care.